I want to put a rustic look on some boards I have. And according to the internet, if I use vinegar and steel wool, that should do it. So we're going to try that out. And also, it mentioned that if you boil the vinegar, it'll dissolve the steel wool a lot faster. So we're going to boil it because I need it right now. So I put a half a jar of vinegar in my mason type jar. So let's boil it. Alright, it's boiling. And I'm going to dump it in the jar. And as you can see, I put the steel wool in already. Broke it up. I didn't think you need to watch me break it up. And so let's dump it in. Brought the jar outside. I didn't want to smell up the house. Still bubbling. And you're supposed to leave it uncapped. That way the oxygen can get into it, the air. So we'll come back in an hour or so. Kind of going for this look here, as a matter of fact. Here's footstool. A rustic look like that. That'd be great. Well, here's my results of vinegar and steel wool. This is after approximately 6 hours. This is about all that's left of the steel wool. I did a number on my stir stick here. So after I boiled the vinegar, dumped it in there with the steel wool, and after about 2 hours, I got no color. Actually, after about 3 hours, no color. I took it out and put it in the sun. And after just a couple hours, it just cooked. So I don't know if it was just coincidental or timing, or if the sun really did the thing. So now I'm planning on, we'll filter it out and try it out. I'm going to filter out all those particles. I'm going to use a coffee filter. See if that works. I think this is going to take a while. Looks like it's filtering to a clear liquid. Well, this is going to take a bit, so I'll be back to you in a bit. After about 20 minutes of pouring it through my coffee filter, we got done. Sure glad my morning coffee doesn't take that long to get through. Let's see what we have. Obviously, as you can see, it's not as dark as it was with all the steel wool in there. quite a bit got filtered out. I'm going to use one of these chip brushes. And I'll use a yogurt cup, and we'll pour some of that in there. First off, I'm going to start with some plain ordinary pine. Another piece of pine. And then some poplar. And finally, what I'm using on my project, which is ash. These just been sanded, not pre-treated with a sealant or anything. I'll come back in a few minutes and we'll see what we have. Well, it's been 10 minutes. This is the poplar. I don't know. This is the ash that took immediate color as soon as I put it on, as you saw. I guess this looks aged, weathered. And this is the pine. It's getting a little darker. And this is just the other piece. Pine. Now I saw I had a piece of ash that I had put a stain on. And I put some of this vinegar concoction on. And it beat it right up. It didn't seem to soak at all. And it's left some stain marks. So this was just stain. It wasn't a sealer or anything. But I guess a stain is a sealer in a way. So I'll let these sit overnight. And we'll see what develops. So what I'm trying to do, making a wine box, and my son requested a rustic look for it. So I made it out of ash. So we'll see how rustic it is. Well, here are the pieces after sitting overnight. I don't think they've changed much at all. And I am going with this. The pine got a little darker. And just as a side note, I believe my filtered concoction got a little darker overnight. And the original jar came pretty clean. Little side. I just used some Dawn on it, washed it out, and there's just a faint line where the top of the liquid was that I didn't get out. But if you put some tomatoes in there, I'm sure the acid and all that will get it clean. But just as a note, it does come out real easy. So I'll try it on my project. And we'll let that dry. Get the underside after. Oh, here's the finished product. A little bit of vinegar, steel wool, and came up with my concoction. And it's gotten darker after this has been in a jar for about, well, I guess 3 or 4 days after it's been strained. It's gotten considerably darker. So this was my experimental wine box, if you will. I was trying to get more or less the finish. So I'm going to build another one. But inside, and I don't have the hinges on yet, it's my bottle of wine. This fits right in. So my next wine box, if you will be a little bit taller and a little bit longer. So, and my next wine box will have hinges. I'll put hinges on. This was just to see how, kind of a proof of concept. And on the finish, I did spray on some semi-gloss lacquer and coat of paste wax. So I think it turned out the color all right, the finish all right. I have to remember not to expose, not to use the glue. I had a little bit of glue squeeze out that didn't stain. Again, that's why this is the proof of concept. Make another box. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next project.